the grift, if you will, which has served certain people very well for very long and has been serving a very popular, albeit probably manufactured, podcaster in South Florida that I am sure is going to take it upon himself to get involved in this political race, whether by interviewing in studio Bolzarian or Fine, or both, because that's the way that Patrick Bet, Star of David, operates. The distance between where Patrick Bet David does his podcast and where this congressional district is about 2 hours driving time on I-95. So to suggest that this will become an even bigger story would be an understatement. It's good for the clicks, and they'll make it so. So, did anybody happen to see the conversation that Mr. Star of David had with good old Piers Morgan the other day? Oh, when you understand the tie-in when it comes to Israel and the fact that he is, like so many others, just tied down and we know where the bread is being buttered. That's why I keep saying that Adam Sosnick is his AIPAC handler or his Israel lobby handler. There's no other reason why he'd be on the show. None whatsoever. But as we know, when you make your money the way that PBD made his money, it's easy to see why he makes statements like this.
Supposed to be a grandmaster. Your number one move should be protect your border, not Ukraine. If you're saying let's worry about Ukraine, maybe it's number 9 on the list. It ain't number 1 above the border. That is the most ludicrous argument I would ever make.
Well, let me ask you this.
We have to take care of America
let me ask you this.
Then we take care of everybody else.
Why should America be supporting Israel then? That's thousands of miles away.
How much money are we giving to Israel?
Billions.
How much money are we giving Israel? I'm curious. Go ahead. I'm curious. Go ahead.
Oh,
are we sending troops over there? Are we sending missiles over there?
No, but
how much money are we giving to
America
Israel? I know the
spend,
dome we've given it since 1945. I think $10 billion we've given to them. $3 billion is towards the dome.
Yeah.
How much money are we giving them?
Billions of dollars.
Now, I always bring this up, and I'm going to keep bringing it up. When Jen was running for Congress, I tried to get Jen an interview with PBD. And basically, they wanted me to pay them for the opportunity to have a quick phone call with PBD to determine whether or not it would be worth having Jen on the show. The cost for Sans phone call for about 5 minutes, about $1,500. Everything about him, everything about Trump, MAGA, it's just one big grift. And unfortunately, there's a lot of young people that have been taken advantage of by this. That's a huge part of the problem. And as a result, they get themselves in very deep because they're trying to make it. They're enamored with the life. No, Patrick Bet, Star of David. That's his name. Let's get it right. He's another person who fully believes in the war with Iran. Talk about bad Hasbro. Talk about bad diaspora. And everything about him screams, wolf in sheep's clothing, Patrick Vomit. Yeah, all those things. PBSOD. That's who he is. He's a Zionist for hire. That's what he is.
Not comparable to what we've given to Ukraine in 12 months. 24 months? No way. Not even close.
Isn't the principle the same? You're doing it to help them defend themselves.
No, it's not. The part with Israel is slightly different because it's both strategic, because there's only one country in Israel that has historically always been pro-America and has been an ally.
That's his argument. If this is not a guy who has based his entire life on the ability to get paid by any means necessary, then I don't know what is. This is why Adam Sosnick is a featured player on his channel. There's no reason for him to be, but if it is to his benefit career-wise, it's good. But I always saw through the snake oil salesman shtick because I'm from New Jersey. I'm from, I'm from the boiler room, if you will, if you've ever seen that movie. Like I know that environment. And there's a lot of people who are enamored with it. And listen, a handful of people in it, yeah, they're going to make a lot of money. But the overwhelming majority of the people are going to suffer mightily for it. And that's what happens. And correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think PBD has like 5 million subscribers. Some insane number. So much of what he does is all based on the grifting system that he puts together, which is multi-level marketing. Insurance is his business. That's one of the things about being from Jersey. I can smell a grifter from a mile away. Let me tell you about all the wonderful things we're doing in the PPT podcast, and come on down. You're gonna join us for one of our masterminds, and you're gonna get to meet all of these wonderful people. And we normally charge a lot of money for this event, but we're going to charge you just a little bit because you're a subscribing member to the PPT podcast. This is going to be the opportunity of a lifetime. And yes, there are a lot of people that get taken in by that. All right, I stand corrected. He's at almost 3 million subscribers. But when you get to that level, the economic opportunities are endless. He's got a lot of them. I hope you're talking about the actual Jersey Shore, not that shit of a television show. And yes, I did know Mike Sorrentino. I went to the same high school as him. Fort Lauderdale is his home base now. But the whole South Florida grifting vibe, the fake it till you make it, overly project everything that you do. PPD is doing his shtick in a part of the country that kind of embraces it. And that's why he's there. I just don't understand how people can't see through it. I wish they could.
In the Middle East, and that's Israel. Iran's not been the case since the Shah, right? Saudi Arabia now with MBS, he's trying to work and make progress to the point where Ronaldo, your friend, feels safe going out there with his family to play soccer there. These are good things that MBS and Saudi Arabia is doing. He's kind of doing what the Shah was doing back in the 50s, 60s, 70s. I like what he's doing with Saudi Arabia. But Israel, to us, a part of it is also loyalty due to our faith, where we need that country, especially what America was founded on, Judeo-Christian. That's a little bit deeper than that. But with Ukraine, the guy's an opportunistic guy. Respect to him that's coming up to America, making everybody feel guilty and raising money. I salute him for being a great beggar and a great fundraiser.
This is also part of the reason why I think there was a Charlie Kirk shout out on the Yankee Stadium scoreboard when he was assassinated. I think PPD may have called in a favor. But this is an example of what we should never forget once the Zio state collapses. There's going to be a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to try to rewrite history, that are going to try to say that this never happened, that I was never fully on board with Israel. I had no idea about the atrocities that they were doing. Document all of this and remind people that the tribunals will be swift and they will be brutal.